All right. I'm going to use regular soap for this. You can still use the no rinse. I use regular soap because I'm going to use this little air dryer to dry the whole wheel off, because that's the biggest sore of washing a car, is drying it. And if I can find a way to make it easy like we did the paint with the wheels, to me it's just a time saver. Plus you want to use two different buckets when you do wheels versus paint. Nothing really special, just rinse it off, make sure there's nothing big. One thing that I will say is these are wheel woolies. They'll come in 3 different sizes. I use them to clean the back side of the wheels. It makes a big difference when the back side of your wheels clean. It makes your wheel look a lot wider. You also clean the lips. You can kind of get in there. Just makes things a lot easier. Yeah.
It's water activated.
That was in there.
No, they've got it's like a carbon fiber.
And a lot of times with these wheel
release,
release, depending on how big your rotors are, you can go ahead and clean the calipers while they're in there.
Yeah. Those work really well behind the calipers too, obviously. They're worth it.
So a lot of times, obviously, when you use a brush, you're just you're getting a large majority of everything. You can go back behind after you dry it off. Probably what we're going to do here is just go back behind with a bucket of no rinse and a little towel and just kind of spot clean them, make them perfect.
Ceramic coating them makes it a lot easier getting all that stuff off too, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely do it when I get my tire.
And then like I said a second ago, like you can clean the back side of your calipers if you have. Usually when you do a wheels off package, we'll coat the calipers and stuff like that. Most people do if you go anywhere else, but it'd just be a lot easier to clean your whole wheel without spending the whole day of taking them off. And saving a whole lot of time. So I guess my biggest tips with the wheel would be is using this master blaster. And Adams, I believe, has got like a little cheaper version. It is made of plastic. This one's made out of metal. Doesn't really make a difference. But just any kind of air, I mean, if you got a good leak blower, do like the lug nuts first, because if you end up drying the whole wheel and then hit your lug nuts, water will just fly everywhere. So just do your lug nuts first. There are a little bit of spots. The one thing I like about the Master Blaster versus like something else is it's got a rubber tip, so you're not going to screw up your wheels by shoving it in anywhere. This obviously is metal. It's a little bit higher quality. It does have a little bit more power, but it's for the most part, I think it's worth the difference. I think Adams is like an air blower. Theirs is plastic. It looks like a little turbo. It's about $50. That one's $100. That saves me. I'd pay $100 a weekend at my shop just to have that. Just it saves so much time. With the spots that we missed, You take your no rinse. If you have like a little spray bottle, you could also put the no rinse in a spray bottle. Save yourself a soaking wet towel. And then just kind of go over the whole wheel again. And I never use the dry towel that we do on our paint on the wheels for the reason of the brake dust being so abrasive. But for the most part, you know, she's got the inside of her wheels clean now, clean enough to where it would look good without taking them off. You could use like an Iron X or like a wheel cleaner on the inside to get some of this out a little bit better. But we're just going to use the OptiSeal on this wheel. And I'll just use regular dry towel or regular throwaway towels to dry wheels with the OptiSeal. That's pretty much it for a wheel. Then you can use, I guess I didn't really state the real use of OptiSeal. The OptiSeal is actually a sealant. It's used to protect the car. We're just using the polymers and the sealant to help make our life a little bit easier when it comes to drying. So if you wanted to, if you're somebody that just likes to spend time in the garage and protect your vehicle and keep making your results look better, you could put OptiSeal on an applicator and just go over your whole car, wipe it off again, go over your whole car. You know, it's fairly easy to do. It's quick and effortless. I mean, I think it makes these wheels look a little good. Now the wheels are slick. So that's pretty much it. And, you know, do your tire shine if you want to do. If your tires aren't accepting tire shine as much or as even, get some all-purpose and spray it on there. Grab a little tire brush. I have some over there I could show you. Grab a tire brush. Just pretty much you're stripping off all the tire shine on over several months beforehand, and then put that fresh coat on there, and it'll be even, flat, and consistent. You know, but and then other tires like these are good tires. Certain tires will take tire shine a little bit better than others. Some tire shine needs more, some needs less. But for the most part, that's it. Is there any questions? Pretty self-explanatory on the wheel. Anything that y'all want to go over that we didn't go over? But yeah, I'll work on that. Like fender wells. Let's see.
Buyer.
So like if you want to do like fender wells,
a GTA.
I just spray some all-purpose in there, just kind of let it soak. This obviously wouldn't work on the carpet ones. I mean, you could spray all-purpose on the carpet ones and get all the dirt out, but
They're worth it.
what I like to do is dress over. Just get a regular towel. This is what we wash the wheel with. If you want to get an extra set of these to wash it with the fender wells, you could. It's usually not hard to just kind of run over the visible parts of the fender well. Spray it out. And then what I'm going to use is called hyper dressing.
Good stuff.
What is it called?
Hyper dressing.
Hyper, okay.
Hyper dressing is a water-based product, and what that means is you get a concentrate in a gallon and you dilute it to your, I guess, preference. If you like things really greasy, really shiny looking, obviously use the the higher ratio. I use about 3-to-1 or 2-to-1. So since this is water-based again, the water will evaporate. So we can use that to our advantage by just spraying it effortlessly in here. It's going to drip down. It'll take about 15 minutes, sometimes 30, whatever. But all that water will evaporate and leave that dressing on there. And You just run over your whole fender wells and it'll look like your fender wells are brand new. Just because it's got a little bit of dressing on it, a little bit of protection. The fender wells, kind of like the door panel, it gets darker. It's not going to be like the dried out gray look, but for the most part, that's how I would do the engine on a car. If you wanted to dress an engine, you could lightly mist that over certain panels. Since it does get into all cracks and crevices, it will evaporate and dress every crack and crevice in your engine without, harming any electronics, depending on how much you saturate your engine. But I'm not a big engine cleaner anyways, but if you were to, a little bit of all-purpose, a little brush, maybe a steam cleaner, but a little bit of water-based protection to protect. But is there anything we did not go over, or did you want to individually ask questions about, or?
Like on mine, you said you had to dye some of the plastic on the outside.
Yeah.
Is that just any type of black dye, or is it something?
Oh, so like that would be solution finish is what it is. It's a little bottle. It's a trim restorer. It does have a dye in it. Basically, it's pretty effortless. It's more or less paying for the product. You put the product on there, maybe prep it with alcohol, and then just put it on there, and it'll re-dye the surface. Some plastics take more. They adhere to the dye a little bit better. A way to advance that is if you wanted to heat it up with a heat gun. A lot of times when you heat plastic up with a heat gun, the pores will open, the oils will rise to the surface. You'll actually notice a color difference, and while the pores are open, you can put that dye in it. When it gets cold, the pores will close and keep that dye in there a little bit longer. So you could do that way as well. And that'll work on any exterior plastics. The hyper dressing will work as tire shine. I like using hyper dressing as tire shine because you're not going to have that black stuff all over the side of your car. It's water based, and if it does have the black stuff all over the side of it, it's water based. So just all it takes is water to unconcentrate it down, and it's gone. So it's pretty effortless, and I'll make a link to all the products that we use and talked about. Solution finish, all the towels. I'll go over pretty much everything we talked about as far as in-depth on text. That way y'all can always have something to reflect back on. I talk really fast, it gets really confusing. So you can go back and reflect and just kind of,
You can use the clay bar on the windows.
Yeah, you can. You can use clay bar on the windows, and then you can use the OptiSeal on there as well, just for a little bit of protection. It's an easier Rain-X. Rain-X is a great product, but I've never been a fan of applying it. I can never get it off. I can never get it right. And that product right there, it will take itself off. Now that we're out in the sun, I could show you. You can use the applicator. But you'll see the side of this car, if it already hasn't, it'll start fading out. These little marks. OptiSeal will take itself off. See, like this little piece of black.
And OptiSeal is safe for vinyl also, I'm assuming, yeah?
Yeah, it's safe for anything. Anything, like I said, I'm a big believer in as less chemicals on a car, the better. It makes everything easy, makes everything less confusing, and for some reason, let's just say, you did get this on the vinyl and it wasn't safe, you'd be freaking out. Everything I use is safe for everything. The wheels, windows, Optima's products are usually fairly neutral, and they're used to work together. So if you use the no rinse and you use the OptiClay towel, all of their products are designed to go together. Now I'm not a big one brand person, but I just figured out that I like the way their products work together. I use McGuire's, I use Mothers, I use a lot of things, but their products work very well together. So, and then you'll probably go on their website and you'll find something that you like that we didn't talk about here, and their products are very easy to use and very self-explanatory. But yeah, I'm gonna wash the rest of Jesse's car, I guess inside. If y'all want to watch, stick around, ask questions while I'm doing it, feel free to. Even if y'all want to be hands-on and just try the products out for yourself, you're more than welcome to.